Hi, I'm Alex Brown.
And I'm Nicole Smithee. We're the co-founders of Iridescent Women, an online community committed to awakening brilliance in each other through real and honest conversations and connections.
Today we are having a conversation around, can women do it all?
Ooh, that is the question.
I feel like this is so often a question, firstly directed at women.
Yeah.
Not at men, at women specifically.
Yes.
Because there is often a pressure for us to do it all,
Yeah.
to be the perfect mother, wife, career woman, boss lady,
friend,
daughter, all
the
those things. And I think that there's, depending on who you talk to, there's two answers. There's yes, women can do it all because we're brilliant and we're great and we are and we can. And then there's the other side of it of no, we can't do it all and we shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I do believe that in every human being, male and female, there's just untapped potential always. Like, I'd love to believe that. That's just kind of my bent. And I think that we'll never get to the end of our potential, So in one sense, I want to say, yes, we can do it all. But I also think that we shouldn't have to. And we shouldn't have to when it's at the expense of tending to our own soul, being around for the people that really matter, really making a difference that we're going to feel great about in the long haul. So I think it's a little bit of a both and here,
right?
Like, yes, we can, but we've got to really be wise about where we put our efforts and our energy and know that we're gonna have to make maybe some sacrifices along the way.
Right. Well, I think it's an expectation versus a desire thing.
Yeah.
So if we're expected to do it all, that's different to wanting to and desiring to do all the things that are in your life. And I recently wrote an article about this because I am a new mum to twin girls. They're 3 months old.
They're so cute, guys.
They're pretty cute.
They're so cute.
But check out my article. I actually talk about this because I am doing a lot at the moment. I am a new mum. I have 2 girls that I look after full-time by myself. My husband works full-time. I work. I've gone back to work. I am also co-founder of Iridescent, so we're starting a business and we're running that together.
Yeah.
I also keep up with my friends and do all those things and, live in a fast-paced city. So I am doing all these things because I want to, and I want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
But there are sacrifices that come along with it.
Yeah,
there are time sacrifices, there are commitment sacrifices. Things just take a lot longer for me these days. I have to be clearer on my deadlines and when I can actually get something done, or like when we're working on something, I have to be clearer. I have to set expectations with my friends and when it's actually an okay time to meet, because as much as I want to, sometimes I just need alone time. So, or sometimes I show up to coffee with my friends, but I'm just wearing my sweats. So
you're doing a lot at the moment.
Yeah, I am.
Sweats are actually quite ideal to work in, but yeah, you're doing a lot at the moment. And so this idea of like, yes, you can do it all, but I'm sure, like, to your point, it comes with certain sacrifices, right? Like,
where I haven't spent a date night with my husband in quite a while. That's a sacrifice. Or it's a sacrifice for him to come home from work early because he still has stuff that he needs to do, but I need to go out and do something, so that's his sacrifice as well. But another thing that comes with this question is a comparison. I think often that we look to other women and we see what they're doing and go, I need to be doing more to keep up. I need to be at that level. And it's a trap that I've fallen in before. We
all do.
Right. And I think that it's also something that I want to try really hard in my season of trying to accomplish all these things, that I'm not looked at as someone who is managing to do it all, because sometimes I actually really fail. And I want to be clear on that.
Yes, we all do. I think that's actually really helpful to hear. And I think, we're not always going to have perfect days. And, when you are saying yes to something, you are saying no to something else. And I think comparison is huge with this. We kind of get in our head about it. And we feel, especially, in the age that we live in, with hashtags like boss lady and girl power, those are wonderful, but then we can easily compare. We see somebody's success in the moment that's been posted on social media, or we see somebody that we admire who's doing a lot of things, and we're just at a different point in the process or in journey, or our lane looks different than their lane that they're running in. And we start to just think, man, I'm not doing enough. And I also think sometimes that what we achieve is so attached to how we see ourselves and can get in a really negative place. So if we're not achieving and we're not performing the way we want to, then what's our value? Instead of being able to find our value apart from those things that we do, like, hey, I'm enough just because I am, like, because I'm here. I think that's an issue too, you know? So it sometimes can be a self-worth issue, certainly a comparison issue. I think a big part of it too, though, is just being able to be intentional about what the big things are in your life that matter to you and feeling the freedom, unashamed and unafraid to go after those things.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's seasonal as well. Everyone's going to be in a different season at a different place in time, and sometimes that season is, you know, maybe you're not focused on your career right now, maybe you're focused on your friends and your social life, and that's really important, so focus on that. Or maybe you're a new mum as well and your focus is your children. That is amazing and great and totally okay. And maybe you're a career woman and you just want to focus on that, and that sacrifices time with friends. That's okay too, but just be honest with it. And I think that's something that I've learned so much in this season, is just to honor those around me as well, in being honest at where I'm at and saying, hey, I really need to focus on this right now. So you're important to me, but I'm going to catch up with you at another time.
That's so important. And I think one other thing, as you're saying this, I was thinking about, and you alluded to it earlier, but it's just the need to practice soul care throughout that process. You know, like, hey, don't compare. Know your rhythm, know what matters to you, but also tend to your soul, you know? So that's going to look different for everybody too, what that looks like. But just make sure you're at a good place, or you can be aware of the cues in your own life, like the warning signs. It's like, wait, I need a minute. You know, I'm an introvert. I need to spend some me time. Or I'm an extrovert. I love people and I haven't had space because I've been crushing it at my job to really spend time with people. So I need to spend time with my friends right now. I think the better, more in tune that we can be with how we're doing, our soul and our heart, and take care of that, then we're going to be in a really great place to do way more of the things that we want to do and find our stride and make the impact that we want to make.
So good.
All right, well, let's keep the conversation going. We want to hear from you. Can we do it all? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for joining us. Like we mentioned earlier, check out the article that Alex just wrote. It's amazing. Plus some other phenomenal articles we have up on the site right now to encourage and empower you. And thanks for joining us. We look forward to more conversations with you. And remember, we believe that honest conversations have the power to provoke change. So own your voice, share your story, and keep it real.